Welcome back, guys. I'm Mellowseven, and today we are continuing our Mashinky playthrough. Mashinky is an early alpha game by Jan Zeleny out of the Czech Republic that has just had me super addicted. So last episode we talked very briefly about the game. We got in, we created 2 stations and a track. We just have this one train that goes back and forth. It's loading passengers at the moment. It should come back in this direction shortly. Now, we're going to have various steam ages, and ultimately there's going to be 7 ages. So right now we're in the early steam age. That's our goal right now. And we could advance getting up to the steam age ourselves, and we could do that by investing some money. If we don't, it will automatically go to the next age at 1930 in this mode. That is a setting you can set. You can change it so that you do not get to jump up to the next age until you pay that regardless. Right now, it'll automatically happen if we get to that point. So, while we're there, we can see that there is an additional token. So far, we have seen money tokens, and we've talked briefly that there are lumber tokens. There are also coal tokens and steel tokens. And we earn those differently through different things. So, initially, let's go ahead, since we have a mission here to deliver some logs. I'm going to go ahead and pause the game again real fast. We need to get some logs to a mill. So right here we've got a forest, they produce logs. Right here we have a sawmill. So let's go ahead, we are going to go back into our build mode. We're going to go ahead, we're going to drop down a station right here. And we're going to drop down a station right here. Something like that. And we'll go ahead and connect them with tracks. And now, obviously, the easiest, the simplest, and the fastest way is to just have 2 stations on their own track and have a depot for every run. Okay? That's also, though, the most expensive, right? You can have it fast, easy, and cheap. Pick 2, right? That's very much a case in this game. So this is the simplest, but the least efficient in terms of the most efficient in terms of speed, the least efficient in terms of money. So we have 2 different things. So cheap, easy, and fast. This is easy to build. It's expensive, but it's fast. So those are our options. So we're going to go ahead and ultimately we want to get wood from here to here. That's going to create, that's going to finish that mission, right? And if we look here at this station, whoops. If we look at the sawmill, every 3 logs it gives us is going to give us 2 pieces of lumber. Notice that is not a lumber token. The dogs are upset about that if you can hear them in the background. That is just lumber. But if we come over here to this toolworks, we will see that every 3 lumber we get a lumber token. And every 4 coal we get a coal token. So ultimately, we're going to want to get this lumber over here to this toolworks. So what I'm trying to figure out is, how do I want... You know what? We're going to do it the way we've been doing it. I take it back. For now, this one, we're going to do it the most expensive but the fastest way possible. So we're going to come here. We're going to make a depot. We're going to rotate it so that it connects up. Oops. There we go. Now we could just do in fact we will. We'll just go just like that. There we go. So that is going to get us a train. We're going to go ahead and buy our engine here. Again, we don't have any lumber tokens yet, so we're going to buy the 260 Porter. We're going to go ahead and we are going to put some lumber cars on there. That's plenty. Now, we didn't talk about this before. We only have 1 train on 2 things, so there's no real need for orders. But let's go ahead, we'll talk about them now. So what we can say is, we want to come in here, we want this train to have orders. We want it to start by going to right here. We want it to fill up the entire track and get a full load. And then we want it to go here. Now, that's our basic thing. And we can say go ahead and full unload. It's possible that you can get to a point with some more complicated stations as far as industry that there's not enough storage to dump your entire train, in which case the train will dump what it has and it will turn around and it'll come back and it'll end up running back and forth with a half load, which will cost you upkeep. So you can say, I want you to sit here And there's no reason not to. This siding per se, this right here, is purely for this train. We're not going to hold anything else up by it. But if I'm trying to do everything off of one station, a more efficient cost-wise, then I don't necessarily want a train idling here if I've got other trains that need to come in. So we're going to go ahead and start that. We'll go ahead and speed the speed up. We'll go back to our change here. We're going to see the train's going to come up here. It's going to hold up to 21. We're going to wait for it. Wait for it. And then it's going to drive up here and it's going to unload. That's our plan. So now this is going to save us upkeep on this train. Notice that while we're parked here, this arrow is not going up. So we could say just run back and forth, and it'll just go back and forth. It'll stay here. It'll get whatever's there immediately. It'll run up. It'll come back. Now you can see the train's gone, but we're continuing to provide lumber here. So each time, so next time this will go a little bit faster, right? Because we've already got some built up. You know, we'll have 10 or 12 built up by the time the train gets back. We'll still have to wait. Now, we could cut down on our costs as well by just running fewer cars. I believe the cars cost upkeep. Let's go wagons, logs. Nope, no upkeep on these. So they're just an initial cost. So the train does upkeep while you're doing it. So actually your lowest upkeep is the longest train you can possibly do, making the fewest runs you can possibly do. So now we've noticed that we could do this a little bit more. We can get a couple more cars on there, right? At least, what, 2 more? So what we're going to do is I'm actually going to tell this train to go to the depot. He's going to go in. I'm going to go ahead and add a couple more of these cars on there. Let's go 1, 2. There we go. Let's tell this guy to... I'm going to send him back to station 11. We can change which bit of the direction we want him to do. We're going to hit start. He's going to come back out here. And in theory, he's going to go ahead and fill... There we go. We used most of it. We might be able to get one more car on there. But for our purposes, now he's got a full load of 35. This is going to cost us the least amount of upkeep, maximizing these trains. Now, when you have... I think we probably get one more on there, but we'll go with it for now. When you do a depot for every one of these, it's very easy because it's easy to get every car back in. One more of the benefits. So now we're bringing that in. How much longer do we need? We need to bring 100 wood up to finish this mission. So we'll go ahead and let this mission run here for a second. In the meantime, this train is just happily going back and forth, and you can see it's still not quite at maximum. It's putting about 12 people. Now, we could tell it to stay at each place. So let's go ahead and pause really fast. So let's do that. Let's go orders. We're going to build our orders in now. So we're going to say go here. Full load. Go here. Unload. Full load. I think we need one more unload. So let's go ahead. We can drag that up. So let's go ahead and see what happens now. So he's going to unload everybody. Now, I think he'd unload everything anyway. There's no reason to probably do the unload. But now he's going to wait till he has a full 18 people. Now, does it matter? Not as in how much cash we bring in, but yes, as in how much, what's the word? But our efficiency, right? Because this whole time, we're still, if the train is on the track, we're building up operating costs. So now we're no longer building up that operating cost while it sits there and waits for the train. Only while it's running are we building operating costs. So again, the bigger the train, and if we sit there and we wait and we only ran when we had 72 people, right, that would work. So let's come back over here. We got our delivery of logs. Sorry, my camera sits in the way of that little deal down there. And I guess I could probably maybe move me to... I'm going to put me kind of in the middle here. I think that will let us see everything. Okay, so we got our delivery of logs. We get 100 cash. Our next thing is to deliver timber. Okay, so we have our lumber here, and we want to get it over here to the toolworks. So in keeping with our current style of building, we're going to go... I'm going to pause the game again real fast. Just no, you know what? We'll just put it on slow speed. We'll let things keep on running. So look, we can make this actually a little bit bigger, but we'll stick with 5 here. And we're going to need one over here as well. And we're going to need some track. We'll go over that little hill. Ideally, we wouldn't have that hill there. We would chop it down. That would be the fastest. But for now, for this playthrough, we're going to just run through there. And again, I'm going to go... You know what? Let's see. We're going to want coal at some point to this one too. No, we're not going to mess with it. We're just... If it works, it works. We're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to go ahead. We're going to grab ourselves an engine. Again, we're going to have a 260 Porter. And we are going to give it some orders. We're going to tell it to go here. We're going to tell it to get a full load. There we go. Then we're going to tell it to go here. And repeat. Rinse, repeat, right? So right now we've got no cars on it. We do need to get some wagons, and we are going to be transporting lumber. Now that will... We've got about 98 built up. Now we know that we want to do this as many as we can. How many cars did this train have on it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they're about the same length? They look to be about the same length. So we can get about 5 on here. Now, like I said, we could probably get about 6. 2, 3, 4. It'd be nice if it gave us a length of these so that you could do them, you know, it gives us a weight. It'd be great if it just gave us an overall length so you can do the math. Like, okay, 5 of these squares is however long I can do that. Or it just tells us how long it is in terms of one square. So it looks like these are each about a little bit more than half a square, right? Because we go from there to there. So we slide that up. That's 1. It gets us there. There, we can get about 1.5 per square. So it'd be nice to have that. We'll go ahead and buy 1 more. And we'll go ahead and hit start. And 4. So initially this can go pretty quick. We have a bunch of lumber already built up. Oh, that fits perfectly right there as it is. So these are a tiny bit longer. And now we're going to run down here. And we're going to come back. And we check our statistics. We've transported 35. We need to transport 700. Now that's beginning to get us, as our lumber mill starts to process all of that lumber that we just dumped off, we're going to start to get our tokens down here in the corner, you can see. So these are our lumber tokens. Now, if we sit here and we wait for it to deliver all of this, let's see, how much do we need? We need 200. We're not quite going to wait. We're going to jump ahead to the next deal here while that's running that. And the next one is going to be to provide coal, because if you notice this tool work, if we click here, we'll also, for every 4 coal, will give us a coal token. So let's go ahead, and we are going to go ahead and very simply build ourselves, whoops, a station here. One, 2, 3, 4. We're making them 5. And we'll go ahead and we'll connect that up. And we'll go ahead and we'll spin that around. And we'll put our train there. We'll go ahead. We'll buy an engine. And now we are going to... Now, we could now, because we have 20 tokens, we could buy this 460 Baldwin. More upkeep, more power, more top speed. This is a very short run. I doubt we're actually going to get to top speed, so there's no real need to do that, and we're not going to be stressed or anything. So we're just going to buy the cheap one. We're going to come here. We want to haul coal. I've got 2 different types of cars, though, now. Notice this lens, it cost me 16 wood tokens, but for this size, it'll hold 9. This one holds 6. And it appears that the weight is pretty comparable. This one weighs 12 empty. It looks like 18 tons full, 15 and 24, maybe that way. So let's go ahead just for the heck of it. Let's go ahead and we'll run 1, 2, 3. Well, we can only afford 2 of them at the moment. So we'll fill the rest up with Talbots. Now we know we can go a little bit longer than this line and still fit on our 5. So we'll go ahead and maybe go with that. We're going to go back to our orders. We're going to say, I want you to go here. I want you to fill up. I want you to go here. Just like that. And I want you to empty. We'll hit start. We'll come back to our Nice view. We'll go here. We'll go here. And I screwed up because where did I build? No, where's that train? Is that the train there? Why is that train not moving? It's train 4. Do I have a break in the track somewhere? I don't appear to. That's that train, right? And that is our train. Let's make sure, let's click it there. Okay. There's that. I'm going to just clear its orders. Let's just minus everything here and see what happens. Why is that train not going anywhere? Oh, I know why. Because I screwed up. This is an excellent deal. This train sees that there is a train on this track. Somewhere on this track. That's all it knows. Now, if we do this, it doesn't matter, right? Doesn't matter. The only train on that track anywhere is going to be the train we built. Now I've got 2 trains on one track. I did it on accident. We can fix this 2 different ways. We can fix it the way I've been doing it, right? Which is to build an entire another station. And then we connect up to it. And that is the fastest way we could do it. That train's always going to have its own dedicated. Now, we can do it another way. What we can do is we can build some signals here, right? And this is going to break the track up into different things. So right now, this train, see, it has a green light either direction. There's no train in this section from here to here. So now if I go 4, we'll see that that train will leave. Right? So he's got a green light. He's going to fill up. He's got a green light. He's going to go. He's going to come up here. He's still got a green light. He can go into the next section. This train at some point is going to turn around and come back. If he wanted to come in here right now, he would have a red light, so he would stop and wait. Now, as long as we're just doing here to here, that's fine. Okay? He'll wait. That train will automatically do its turnaround that we have enabled in there, right? We can reverse its stations, and that will work. But what happens if this train needs to go on to here? Maybe it has to stop here, here, and here. And this train has to go here to here. All of a sudden, we've got 2 people trying to go back and forth on the same track. That doesn't work. You need to do sidings. You need to break it up in some way. For now, what we're going to do is we're going to pause it really fast. And we are simply going to go this route for it. And we're going to do what we've been doing. We'll kill that. Again, we're back to every car has its own deal. So we're going to go ahead and hit continue on there. We're going to collect our reward. Now we've got one for delivery of coal. We're going to wait for that. We also have this. We're going to get some pop-up quests. Some of them are random. Some of them happen every time. This is one that happens at least every time for me. And let's go ahead and read it. It says, I'm contacting you and your company because I need help. I own the forest. It was badly hit by a recent storm. Lots of trees were knocked down. I've negotiated a few sawmills to sell these logs quickly. I don't know how to move so many logs. We've got people, but no transport. Help me and we'll share the profit. Now, I need to move 1,000 logs from Brighton to any lumber mill possible in 10 years. So, this is time sensitive. This 10 years started when it popped up. So, if you want to do one of these or take a look at one of them, pause your game, look quickly and decide whether you want to do it or not. Because if you say, well, I'm going to let these seasons go by pretty quick. Okay, so you're going to cost yourself some time. So let's go ahead and look for this forest near Brighton. We click on it. Forest near Brighton right here. The next question is, where's a lumber mill? There's a lumber mill right there. Now, we'll get the reward just for moving lumber from here to here, whatever that reward is. That reward is going to be 300 cash. Okay? But that's all we're going to get. And in the meantime, while we're going to have to pay to build this, and we're going to have to pay for upkeep. So there's no in-game if we just take this from here to here. What we need as an in-game is to get it to an actual tool place where we can get a lumber token for it, right? So we can say, well, that's not too bad. I can go this forest near Brighton. And in fact, we could split the difference and fill up both of these, right? And we could run all the way up to here. We could dump that off, and then we could run here. And we also have some coal right here. So I think that's probably an acceptable one. We're going to go ahead and we'll take care of that in the next episode. Looking at my time, I think that'll be fine. So we will be back next episode, and we will take a look at this, and we'll go ahead and build this one. We'll try to maybe do something a little more complicated than we've been building up to this point. All right. Thanks, guys. Hope you're enjoying Mashinky. Let me know down in the comments, and we'll talk to you later. See ya.